Welcome to Unit 8, Week 1, Day 2. We are going to go ahead and get started. You need to be on page 4, Volcano. This is our shared read. We did read this yesterday, and remember we talked about asking questions before we started reading the text. You can look at the title, you can look at the pictures, and these are different text features that you can take a look at to see what the article, the passage, the story is going to be about before you read. Because remember, good readers always ask questions before they start to read. And so today, usually in class, you will read a paragraph, someone else will read a paragraph, and then you will read the other. You can do this with a parent, with a sibling, or you can just read the passage aloud to yourself.
Go ahead and open to page 6 and 7. You should be on the article or passage Tornado. We're going to read it together, and I want you to, we're going to read the caption for the first photograph together. I want you to pay attention to the words damage and destroy. So we're going to read that together. Tornadoes can damage or destroy homes, cars, and land. So I want you to pay attention to the words damage and destroy. What do those words mean? Damage and destroy. Some words have definitions that are similar, but not exactly the same. So we're going to do the shades of meaning. You guys are familiar with this, and they are important because authors choose their words very carefully to give readers an exact picture of what they're describing. So for example, in paragraph 1, the author says that a tornado destroys everything in its path. I know that destroy means totally ruins or spoils. In the next sentence, I see the word tears. Tearing also means that something is damaged or spoiled, but when something is torn, it isn't necessarily destroyed. Destroy has a greater meaning than tear. Okay, so we're going to move on to the closed reading purpose, or the workbook, the white workbook that you have. You should have it in the folder, or you can find this online if you go to Google Classroom. It's not on Clever, it's on Google Classroom. And it will say Unit 8, Week 1, and we are on Day 2. So it says, authors choose words that will give more detail in their writing. There can be different words that have almost the same meaning, but have different shades. The shades build on each other from weakest to strongest. For example, good, great, amazing. Which underlined word is the most negative? Now, usually our exit slip is, usually our exit slip is at the bottom, but today it's at the top. So you're going to do the bottom first, and then you'll go back, use the circle as we always do. You're going to select A, B, C, or D, and you are going to, which underlined word is the most negative? Okay, so think of an adjective and then 2 other shades for a word, type them onto the tiles, then drag the files in order from weakest to strongest. So you can think of an adjective, and let's see. Okay, let's choose the word speak. Now I started it for you. So you have speak, you're going to type a synonym or a word that is the same as speak here and here, and then you can move the whole square around from weakest to strongest. If you already have your own adjective, that is wonderful. You do not have to use speak, but I just gave you one if you needed a little help. So then all you do here is you write another word that means speak, but it's not speak. And then here, so maybe yell. Gave you another one. And then you move it from weakest to strongest. That's all you do on that page, okay? So we have 2 pages today. This says reread tornado and annotate examples of cause and effect. Okay, so we have what happened and why does it happen. So remember, effect is what happened and cause is why does it happen. And then we have our exit slip down here.
the fastest, most
All right, hopefully this is going to capture the audio on the computer. We're gonna go ahead and press play and listen to it. If not, I'm gonna ask you to, we'll just read it together, okay? That will be the solution. All right, let's try it.
It's the fastest.
All right, this time let's go ahead and read it. Tornado. It's the fastest, most predictable wind on the planet. It spins around, forming a funnel shape and destroys everything in its path. It tears apart buildings, uproots trees, and tosses cars as if they were toys. Although a tornado may not last very long, its damage can take years to repair. Tornadoes can damage or destroy homes, cars, and land. Tornadoes usually come from thunderclouds. Warm air on the ground rises to meet cooler air moving down toward the earth. When the air masses meet, a large thundercloud forms. As warm and cool air swirls in the thundercloud, it forms a funnel. If the funnel is strong, it drops from the cloud and becomes a tornado. The area which tornadoes most occur is often known as Tornado Alley. Tornadoes can damage or destroy homes, cars, and land. This diagram shows how a tornado is formed. Tornadoes can do serious damage to Earth and our environment. Some tornadoes are powerful enough to level forests and foothills. That means many animals end up losing their habitats. Fish are forced to go deeper in lakes and streams. After a tornado, the dirt and debris that remain in the air cause pollution. What if there's a tornado warning? Read what Adam Reynolds and his family did. We were eating dinner and we heard the sirens. The sky became dark and it started hailing. We rushed to the basement with our transistor radio. If you don't have a basement, go inside a closet. Listen to the radio for information and stay safe. During a tornado warning, people gather in hallways, basements, and shelters. And as you can see, there are some pictures of people, it looks like at a school. This is a shelter, and this looks like a picture after a tornado, okay? Oh, we're not there yet. Okay, so now that we went there, let's go ahead to our white workbook to see what our next task is. And okay, let's look at the very first example. Again, we're going to reread tornado, annotate examples of cause and effect. So you're going to make sure you all know how to go back in the text and you are going to annotate. So if I am going to annotate here because that's where I took my information, and we should have annotated this earlier. So if you haven't annotated this text, go ahead and do that now. You can highlight and then write on the side in your own words. Remember, annotation is not about writing every little thing. We're just trying to get the most important details, okay? All right, so let's see if we can get the highlighter. Tornadoes can cause serious damage. I'd say that that's very important. Whoa, that is okay. To our earth and environment, some tornadoes are powerful enough to level foothills and forests. That means animals end up losing their habitats. Fish are forced to go deeper in lakes and streams. And after tornado, the dirt and debris cause pollution. And then, so we highlighted the most important things. We're gonna go ahead and write it on the side in our own words. So I'm gonna say tornadoes can cause damage. And if you have, again, we did this yesterday a little bit, but if you have not started, I am doing it with you. Some tornadoes are powerful, so they are powerful, level forests and foothills. Animals they lose habitats, and habitats is another word for home. It's where they live. So do fish, and the dirt and breeze causes pollution. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay, so I have my closed reading notes. I've highlighted. I put tornadoes can cause damage. They are powerful. They are powerful. Remember, this is not in complete sentences. We're just taking notes. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in a complete sentence when you're taking notes. The notes just have to be shorthand. That means they are written in a shorter version than a sentence. And it may not make sense to some people, but as long as it makes sense to you and you can go back and you know what you wrote about, you are good. Animals lose habitats. Dirt and debris cause pollution. All right, perfect. So if I go back here, hey, animals can lose homes. That's what happened. Why can animals lose homes? Okay, you could put tornadoes cause serious damage, but as I went back in my text, if I want to get a little bit more specific, I am going to say powerful winds level forest foothills. That is much better. So see, sometimes you may have to go back in the text even though you think, oh, I know for sure that's what it is. It's very important that you go back and just double check yourself because there may be a better answer, and that's what we did here. And so what you're going to do is you're going to come up with 3 things that happen in the text. There are a lot of things that happen in the text. I'm going to give you one more. Let's go back to our text. I'm going to go with tornadoes can damage or destroy homes, cars, and land. Okay, so goodness. Okay, so in order to figure out where to put what, you have to ask yourself the question, what happens? Why does it happen? So what happens? Tornadoes destroy homes, cars, and land. That's a fact. That is what happens. Why do tornadoes destroy home, cars, and land? If I go back to the text and I read the first paragraph, I can see my answer to that question. We're just going to highlight, and then I am going to let you do the rest by yourself, okay? Because we have 2 good examples of what we are supposed to be doing. And so the tornadoes, they destroy home, cars, and land. That's a fact. Well, why do they do that? Well, you could put that its winds are unpredictable. You can put it spins around, forming a funnel shape and destroys everything in its path. So either of those will work. Either of those will work. All right, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining second grades. Unit 8, week 1, day 2. You need to complete this sheet. It really helps if you try to put the effect and the cause and effect in different colors. That way you can decipher between the 2, and so that you can ask yourself these questions. So as you go back and read, you need to say, what happened? And then why did it happen? All right, again, thank you for joining second grade's whole group lesson on Unit 8, Week 1, Day 2. I hope you all have a marvelous day. It was great. Don't forget to annotate. See you later.